Hi everybody, this is Sister Omi. I hope everyone is doing well and Happy New Year's and all that good stuff. I'm here to do the full moon and Cancer reading for the sign of Leo. So Leos, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button so you can help me grow my channel and I can start to build more content and keep you up to date of all the changes that are going to be taking place during the course of 2020. This is going to be an interesting year for everybody. It's the beginning of a new decade. So, Leo, full moon in Cancer. So Cancer has to do with home, feelings, your emotions. There may be some pull between work and home, or finding that work-life balance and all that kind of stuff. But for you, this particular full moon is in more or less your secret self. It's going to impact your secret self, the part of you that you hide, maybe like what you believe, and what do you do when you're alone. So this full moon in Cancer, since Cancer is water and emotional, it's interesting. The first card here, there may be some, this is 9 of water. Interesting that this is the Cancer and with all the moons here. So maybe there's some introspection or some melancholy or regret. I don't want to go and say, the word I don't want to use is depression. That's not the word I want to really use. But I'll stick with melancholy. Maybe there's some, things didn't, because see this, if this card was upright, it's like you're about to bring your bounty. This is in reverse. So certain things may not have turned out the way you want to, and now you're reflecting on that. So maybe this has to do with some memories, whatever what happened in the past. This is you alone. This is what's happening in the past. Something in the past, or something just didn't turn out. Something here didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. And all the water and emotions, Leo, and you're fire. So this is like you're boiling on the inside. So that's... I also see here, and you got some more water. Something charging forward. Now this is the Knight of Cups, or the chalices. They're all the same. Chalice, cups, water. Now, you probably have some certain qualities, but here this is telling me this is really an issue of balance, because if water is emotional, you think of water, you think of the blue, the calming, but you see this is all like red, fire, so there's some imbalance here. There's an emotional imbalance that's being stirred, and it's being stirred in your, I'll say, your memories, or what you do in solitude. They're your subconscious. This is almost like, I sort of say, well, I don't know if anyone knows Diane Carroll. She did an interview, and this really stuck in my mind. She did an interview. She was like 80-something when she passed. But this interview, she was talking about something that happened to her when she was like 50-something years old. She was talking about her parents. And a friend of hers said, you're still holding on to that. Her parents left her in North Carolina with her grandparents, and she still held on to that. And she was still complaining about it. This looks, and that resonates with me right now, because maybe something you wanted just did not turn out, because maybe it wasn't supposed to. And there's some emotional imbalance here. Because all this water, Leo, you're fire. So it's like, and it's interesting that this is red. This is your root chakra, that foundation. Maybe you feel your foundation is not secure. But maybe it is. It's just that the way you're looking at it, your perception of it, and it's like you're stirring on the inside. So when you're alone, since this is your foundation and emotions, I would, I'm just sensing, be mindful of things you may do secretly that may not really be good for you. And I'll leave it at that. Because I think most people who look at this, you're probably grown. So, with that said, the message from Spirit here is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, there's possibilities here, but it's really about how we look at things, how we perceive things. But this is basically saying you have to rely on yourself. This is not a good time to experiment. That's pretty much what I said. Like if you're feeling somewhat depressed, over emotional, so don't experiment. Don't go out there, drinking, drugging, because this is your foundation. Like I said, all this fire here, this is your base self, your that root chakra. So in a sense, here I want to encourage you. This is not a good time to experiment, to stay within the rules. And don't waste your money and your resources. Just be mindful. Be mindful. Now, the message from Spirit basically is saying here is aim for what? Aim what you have gained and earned in other directions also, but evaluate every decision properly. So, interesting enough, they want you to evaluate. So this is, if you're in emotional turmoil, because things didn't turn out the way you want to, so there's definitely some imbalance. I would like to encourage you to maybe speak with someone. There's got to be someone that you trust, because the chakra card we have here is the crown chakra. You see that? Confusion. It's like all this stuff is spinning in your mind. But at the same time, I look at this card. When we look at the crown chakra, which is interesting too, since this is affecting your secret self, that 12th house, what is your perception of God? What is your connection to spirituality? Because really, in the state of all this confusion, you see that? The face? It's like God, your spirit, your ancestors, however you perceive that, is trying to protect you. So I would like to encourage you to get in touch with your sense of spirituality. Because, we all have stuff that just didn't turn out. Some of us have relationships, jobs, children. I mean, we could go on forever. And there, we've all at different times experienced some emotional imbalance. So Spirit wants you to move forward, but the message here is make sure you're making right choices so that you can move forward properly. And if you feel so out of balance, this is a time for you to really get in touch with your sense of spirituality. Now, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I mean, you could talk to a spiritual counselor. You can even go talk to some type of therapist, whatever floats your boat, because I understand we all have different perceptions of that. But the thing here is, Spirit wants you to know, they want you to clear that that confusion from your mind so that you could grow forward. Because basically with this card right here, this is saying here that you have so many gifts, so many talents, that you don't want to waste them in a lot of BS, a lot of if wish I woulda, shoulda, coulda. You don't want to waste it on that. You want to be able to move forward. So this is saying you need to clear your mind. So if you need to speak with someone, speak with someone. Or I would suggest, prayer. Now you could, like people have a different perceptions on prayer. But prayer in a sense could be perceived as self-psych. So think about it. Think about it, because basically what this message is here, if you are feeling some type of emotional imbalance, you have a lot on your mind about things that have happened in the past, it's spirit, God, your ancestors really want you to move past that, because you have so many gifts. You have so many things to offer the world that you're wasting too much time, and the concern is getting into depression. And like the message says here, be mindful with your resources. And your resources is not just your money, and we think of addictions and things that we can get into because we don't want to deal with our emotional selves. So I want to encourage you, Leo, get in touch with spirit, so that you can clear that confusion. That was deep. That was deep. But actually, I see this as very positive, because this is somewhat prescriptive. So Leo, hit that like button, and please feel free to leave comments. Please like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. This is Sister Omi. Peace.